Hey everyone, welcome back to Tim Talks Audio Live. How's everybody doing? How have you been? Exciting day we have. Studio One version 6 launched today. Earlier today it launched. Now, thankfully the guys over at Presonus were able to get me the press release beforehand, so I knew a bunch of things coming into this, but this is very exciting. What's going on, everybody? I see people are kind of coming in right now. That's awesome. I'm glad to see everybody coming in and joining us. We already got some stuff in the chat. Consider, were you underwhelmed by V6? Underwhelmed? No. Overwhelmed? No. Am I excited? Yes. There are some cool things that are in here. They've taken a lot of feature requests and incorporated them. You know, what you continue on to say that the lyrics track is the most interesting thing they've done. Lyrics track is really smart. It's really cool. But now there's also some basic video integration. A lot of people who compose for video have been asking for a more a dedicated video track. That's in there now. And you can do some really basic edits in there as well. What else is going on? I have a list of stuff that we're going to try and get into today. I'm not going to show you everything because it's going to spoil everything. What's going on, George? How you doing, man? Thanks for coming in. So yeah, it's just some of the things. 2 brand new plugins plus a big update to Pro EQ. It's not Pro EQ 2 anymore. It's now Pro EQ 3. There's been a big update to it, which is going to be which is going to be really cool. We're going to get into that in a little bit. Side chaining has been brought up again. So now virtual instruments have side chain, whether it's from other virtual instruments or audio. That's really cool. I don't know if a lot of people have been talking about that. I've been trying to poke into all the different videos and streams that have been going on today, but it's impossible to keep up. This version of Studio One, version 6, they're all about customization. So going in and putting different views available and being able to swap between them very quickly and easily. That's really big. Speaking of views, just kind of cleaning up the user interface and just like smoothing things out. It's really nice. What else do we have? Channel icons. It's been a request. This is actually something that you could see in like, I know Logic has this, where it's got channel icons. If maybe you have like a bit of color blindness and doing things the way that I normally do with like color codes doesn't exactly work. Now there's channel icons. You can go in and use the icons for fast visual representation of what's going on. Then this one is really cool. I'm excited about this one. The channel editor is now expanded. It shows you everything that's going on within that channel, and it has the mini versions of not mini versions, but the mini breakouts of all of the parameters within your plugins. And there's support for third-party plugins as well. Not necessarily all of them, but there's definitely way more support. As like we already said, the lyrics, the lyrics bar on top of the screen and the additional window that you can move around and resize. That's great. And then the console has some big changes as well. Stereo panning. This has been on for a long time. So stereo panning before was just balance. You could kind of just shift things left and right. It wasn't really kind of just forcing things over. But now there's different modes when we're working with stereo channels, whether they're audio or MIDI, where now we can change the mode of the pan within that channel. And then another huge one for me is track presets. If you're, instead of making templates for everything, you can make track presets and you can just kind of bang through because you know what your favorites are. And you can update these as you go along, but these track presets are huge. I think it's a great addition. Let's see what else is going on. George is using Studio One version 5. Do you need to upgrade to immediately to V6? No, you don't need to, because you're probably actively working on some projects. And as we've seen in the past, projects that you're working on in V5, if you bring them to V6, then they're locked into V6. Once you save them, they're locked in, which means the sessions themselves are not backwards compatible. So you can't open up a session in V6 and then try and reopen it in V5. You've never really been able to do that, even when they went from 4 to 5. There's Tori. What's up, Tori? When you went from 4 to 5, once you were in 5, you were in 5. So it's the same thing here. Once you're in 6, you're in 6. If you have to finish some things, thankfully it's a different install on your machine. You'll still have Studio One version 5 available to you. You can finish out those projects, and any new stuff coming in, you can start doing on version 6. I'm going to get some water. And you know what you guys can do for me, which would be great, is help spread the word. Let's get a lot of people in here talking about all of these new features, all of these updates and everything. So help me spread the word, send it out, go jump over to Facebook. Maybe you're in the Discord, jump into some of the other servers, say that we're live here, share the link, and we're going to get everything set up to get into Studio One so we can take a look at some of these things. Like I said, I do have a small list here, and we're going to bang through things relatively quickly, but with enough overview that you kind of get what's going on. And one of the things that I want to make sure is, hang on, I lost some buttons over here, but we're good. One thing I want to make sure is that we also get a lot done in a short amount of time. We're going to finish up, we're going to keep everything to about an hour today, but we're going to go over a bunch of things. So by all means, if you have any questions, throw them in the chat and I'll get to them as quickly as I can. What you can also do is tag me. If you hit the @ symbol and start typing my name, it'll give me a bright marker around my name, so I'll be able to see it a little bit easier. Super chats are great. If you're feeling generous, by all means, do a super chat, and then we'll be able to see that'll highlight your message as well. But I think it's time. Let's dive into our DAW. So here we are inside Studio One version 6. Now, I just pulled open some kind of session. I'm going to clear my solos out. I don't even know what I was doing over here. So this is the session that I have going on right now. And we're not even really going to get into what do things sound like? How do they sound? That's something else. Prod side chain. I like the newish look that Studio One 6 has. Less blocky. S1 is very view friendly. Yes, and that's what we're in now. We're actually finally looking at, hang on, I just need to open up this. Oh, I have my machine doing a few different things. So you'll see the performance bar bouncing around, no big deal. But this is Studio One version 6. And obviously it does look very similar to older versions, but there's a lot of big differences. Actually, something up here that I'm noticing is the macro toolbar is actually much larger. It's vertically tall. Excuse me. But it's still not bad. All the buttons are rounded out. And it's smoother looking, it's softer looking, it's very nice. And then same thing down here on all of your different channels, and not so much on the track headers in the actual arrangement window here, but on the console, everything's nice and rounded and just a bit softer looking, and it's nice. It's not as harsh. It's not as much for the outputs over here, but all of your different channels here are nice and rounded and they look great. Yes, slightly updated color palette is nice and smooth. Yes, let's actually take a look. Let's go into, so the colors themselves haven't changed, but if you're looking for different colors, you can actually go with the color toolbar. It's an add-on that allows you to do a lot of different things. I actually don't use it that frequently. I've used it like once or twice before, but I think I'm going to reach out to Truckee and those guys and get my hands on it, get a bit more in-depth, and maybe we'll make a video about that. But that's not what we're talking about right now. So that's just some of the view stuff. So like, the user interface is very different, but it can be even more different. More different? Yeah, we'll stick with that. Why does this keep dumping out over there? I don't know what's going on with this. Don't worry about it. But something that is cool, in case you guys were curious, secondary camera. So now I can look over here and you can talk to you guys over here, although chat is still you guys. You're all over here, so we'll figure it out. I think we'll just stick with this camera for now because, it's nice. So let's take a look at customization. Customization was a huge thing within Studio One. That's one of the big forefronts to version 6 that they wanted to do, was all this different customization. So let's get into where you get to altering your views. I'm going to switch back over here. And right now I'm working on my PC. I actually do have my my Mac next to me as well, but this stuff is all the same through either platform, whether you're on PC or you're on Mac OS. So when we're getting into customization, you're going to go to View and then Customization. And then I'm just going to double check on the Mac OS real quick and just confirm that that's exactly where we look over there as well. So yeah, you go to View and you go to Customization. We're not going to get into Edit at the moment, but right now we're looking at Complete. This is the general look of how everything looks. So we see all of our buttons up on top that we're used to seeing. Our transport bar is showing us all of its information. But if we go into View, we go to Customization, and let's go to Basic. Now you can see our transport bar lost about half of its components. And up on top, we also, we didn't lose them, but we're just visibly not seeing all of the different components that are on the toolbar up on top. If we go back to View, Customization, let's go to Minimal. There's even less. So very basic transport on bottom. Where are you? Stop, return to start, excuse me. Play, record, loop, your punch-ins, your auto punch, your merge, and you can open up the settings, tempo, and your meters, and your master fader control that's on your transport bar. And then up on top, your quantize, your time base, your snaps, and then the basic tools. When you go into customization, and let's just go back to, audio editing has a little bit more, but let's just go back in and we'll go to customization. And I do like Complete, but let's take a look at what we can do within Edit Customization. So this is where you can start designing. Why does that keep doing that? This is where you can be designing your interface, how things look for you, because maybe you don't use all of the different things and you're like, well, it's taking up real estate on my screen. And I want it off. I wish this was gone. This is where you go. You go View, Customization, and then Edit Customization. You'll get this pop-up window. And when we're looking at it here, you can see toolbar. Now we're talking about on top. So control link, that's over here on the left-hand side. Advanced tools, that is like your macro button, your quantize button, strip silence, and things like that. Input quantize, that's that IQ button there. I never use that. Maybe I can get rid of that. Toggle snap. Well, do you use snap a lot? Do you need the button here? Or do you just use the keyboard shortcut, which is N on your keyboard? Maybe you don't need that. Ripple edit. If you never use ripple edit, get it out of here. Turn it off, get it out of here. Auto scroll. Again, turn these things on and off. We're just going to put everything back. But it's not just the toolbar, it's the inspector as well. If we open up the inspector and we just pick a channel, and I'm just going to go with bass right now. This is everything that you see in the inspector. It's a ton. Tempo, overlaps, time base, velocities, retrospective recording for instrument tracks. We're working with an audio track right now, our bass guitar. But here's some other, very common things. That's why it says common. Delay, follow chords, track notes, layers, huge in my workflow. So I would definitely leave that on. The channel strip itself, you can turn this on and off, because if you're just using the mixer, why do you need another channel strip in the inspector, right? So you could turn that off, but it's much cleaner looking now. Audio events, this is the bottom section here. So if we move everything up, and we're looking at everything, but I can click and drag and get rid of everything. And so now it's very minimal. Well, or I can click and drag and turn all of these back on, and now I can view all of them. So let's go over to transport. We'll get the inspector out of here. Transport, this is the bar on bottom, but you guys probably, oh goodness. But you guys probably already knew that. This is where obviously your play, your stop, your fast forward, your rewind, your, jump back, go to previous marker, they're in here. That's what the single buttons are. It's go to previous marker, go to next marker, return to 0. So in here is where you can start adjusting what is visible on bottom. And then again on browser, maybe you never use the pool, get rid of the pool. Do you use the shop? Get the shop out of here. Do you use the cloud? Well, maybe, because there's heavier Presonus sphere integration. So cloud might be good to have, but you can see on the right-hand side, it really is just pulling the different tabs away. So if I bring the pool in, the pool's back there. Maybe I don't use a lot of instruments. Get rid of it. And whatever you want. And then when you're done, when you have created your look, you just come here, just like in your plugins, and you can store. You can store your look. And so let's just go ahead and do this. We'll pull everything out of the browser except for effects and instruments and files, which is what I use the most. And maybe we'll leave cloud in there. So we'll go here. We'll go store. We'll call this TTA browser, which I think that's how you spell it. So now TTA browser, if I go to view and I go to customization, boom, user defined TTA browser pops up right here. So you're able to go in and create your own looks. And I'm just going to go back to full on look. But customization, huge, 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 huge. But that's not the only thing, actually. I don't want to do that. I want to get that like that. Let's check in with you guys real quick. Let's see, Double M Pro. Can I use my templates from the 5.5 in V6? If yes, how? It didn't show up automatically. That's a great question. So let's go to the start page. Let's see if my computer wants to work to do that right now. It might not. Oh, and I know why. And I'm going to go like this real quick. It's going why? Because I'm on a Windows machine right now, and my machine in particular, it is just my machine. When I go to the start page or I save, it kind of locks up Studio One for too long of a time. And I'm still working on why that is. But we're back now, so let's go right back into it. So here is the new start page. And I believe I have some templates in here. But if we're using templates that we used in version 5 and we're now in version 6, when you go to new, you get this pop-up box. Then right here, it says user, and your templates should show up right here. Let's see if I can do something real quick. I may have to restart Studio One, but maybe if I pull a template from, or actually let's just do this. Why don't I go back into the song I was in? There we go. We're back in the song. And let's go ahead and file. Oh, no, you were asking about version 5 templates. So yes, when you're in the start page, you should be able to go to user, and then your templates should be there. Maybe I could do a thing real quick. I'm going to move this over here and look at you guys while I do this. I'm just going to grab something off of my network and see if I can pull a template in, which may or may not go fast. It's probably not going to go fast. So it's probably not even worth it to do right now. I'm just going to look here. That's not how you spell that. That's the wrong password. That's how you type the password wrong. Oh my goodness, I need to slow down. All right. So, double M, that should be how you do it. You just go into your start page. When you go to your templates, instead of the ones they have, you can go to user, and your Studio One version 5 templates should show up in that menu. On this machine, I actually don't have any templates. I have a bunch on my Mac, which maybe what we could do is actually do that real quick. If we do this, hang on. There. Okay, so here's my Mac. If I come over here, oh, but if I do it over here, you're going to lose the microphone. And we don't want to do that. I want to be able to talk to you guys. Yeah, so unfortunately, Oops. What am I doing? Hang on. I want that one. Not that one. All right. So, but it's not showing up. Okay. So then, Double M, what I would double check for you is your locations. So when you're in your preferences, you go to locations and you do, it should be in here in user data. You should be able to go in here and just make sure that you're in the right folder because your templates should open there. If not, what you can do, you can also go here and you can open you should be able to open one of those templates. So maybe, I wonder if I can launch Studio One version 5 real quick and not really mess up a lot of things. Maybe if I make a template in Studio One v5 real quick, it would be interesting that it's not in there. Well, I'll definitely give it a try there, Double M. If you're saying I can go to the start page, I clicked it over on the Mac, and oh, it is still there. All right, so then let's do this. Hang on. I'm coming over. Boop. Okay. So I'm sorry, hang on, let me do this as well. This way it's not as bad. So we're on the Mac now, and I'm going to change a display in here so that I can actually see what's going on. All right. I know I have templates on this machine. So I'm going to go New, go User, and here they are. They should be populating here. If they're not populating for any particular reason, and it's definitely interesting that it's not populating for you, but yours should pop up in User, and then it should just pop up right here. So like, here's my acoustic piano writing template. Here's one of the podcasts I work on, a mix template that I have worked on a while ago, and one that I worked on way before then as well. But they should populate into here, and then you should be able to adjust your settings here. If this is not the case, you just have to point Studio One to the appropriate folder for where your templates are. I'm going to switch back to the PC here, and I need to do it in here as well. Double M, I hope that answers. Yeah, cool. See, thanks to you, I was able to switch, and you guys are still able to hear me, which is awesome. So I can show you some, maybe we can do some start page stuff on the Mac in a minute as well. Where is the folder where the templates go to? It's really dependent on your system. The default should be, and again, we'll just go into our settings here. That's it. Sounds like that. So in user data, this should be where it is. And now I'm just going to double check on the Mac real quick. I could show you guys over here as well. That's fine. Hang on. Let's bring the Mac back up. Where are you? Mac. All right, here we go. All right, so that's this is telling me that it's in my documents folder on my Mac. So I'm just going to open up Windows. Let's get that thing out of here. Let's go to documents. There you're going to see lots of different stuff. Studio One, and then templates. And then here they are, V3. And here's that really old one, the mix template. This is from 2017. Here's V4. This is my acoustic piano, one of the podcasts I work on, and a mix template. And V5, here's a couple other templates, honestly. Oh yeah, I do use these. I don't know why they're not in like a root folder like this. Whoops. But this should be, if you're working in Mac OS, it'll be in your documents, Studio One, templates. If you're working on PC, that will be also in your documents in the Studio One in templates. So that's actually interesting why it didn't do this real quick. So I'm just going to take all of these and move them to there, and then now they'll populate for me. So I don't know why songs was there. So let's switch back over to the PC. Double M, I hope that answers it. But yeah, you can see it here on the PC right now. It's on my C drive. It's in Documents in Studio One. So if I was going to open up a window real quick and bring it over for where you guys can see it. Zoop. Right, yeah. So if I go into Documents, and we find Studio One, and then there would be a templates folder in here. But like I said, on my PC, I don't have any templates. I could probably drag the ones over, but not gonna do that right now. Okay. Double M, you're very welcome. Also, everybody else, please, if you have questions, put them in the chat. I'll get to as many of them as we can while we're doing everything we're doing today, which is a lot. But I'll be honest, it's good to be back doing this stuff live and working with you guys. Let's go. Nope, not that. Not what I meant to do. That's fine. We'll leave things as they were. All right, so we're back into our session. Let's take a look at this. So I'm going to open up one of these instances of Presence. And now look what Presence has. It has a dynamic section. And I'm going to switch my camera so that I'm looking at you guys. But right here is the dynamic, the sidechain input. I said the dynamic section. I'm thinking sidechain dynamics, but really what we're looking at here is our sidechain input, and we can do a lot of different things with the sidechains on your instruments like this. But a better one to do it on, and I'm going to open it up real quick, is the brand new plugin, the vocoder. Here is your sidechain, where I can route different things into the sidechain of the vocoder, which is currently on the Presence track. It doesn't matter. And I can say, well, here's my send. And it's going to go to where it's going to go. So I have no idea what this is even going to do. But we can take a listen real quick. How about that? Seems like it's not doing a lot. I really haven't messed with this that much. I am probably not doing a great job of demonstrating because I don't use vocoders all that often. Ooh, pre-fader, that might help. Okay, maybe not. So we're not going to mess with that right now, but Presonus now has the vocoder in here, and you guys can still hear me, so that's good. I'm going to make a dedicated video on just the vocoder because I will be honest, I need to read the manual on this thing, and it's still trying to play the song, but that's fine. Oh, you know what? It was probably muted here. No, it wasn't muted there. Either way, doesn't matter. Does not matter. But the brand new plugin vocoder built into Studio One version 6 with sidechain capabilities. And since we're talking them right now, let's talk the other brand new plugin. And unfortunately, I don't have any vocals to put it on, but what we can do is go over to our overheads and check out the brand new de-esser. This has been something that people have been asking about for a good long while. And Studio One and Presonus have finally answered. You have a de-esser. Again, I'm going to make a dedicated video on this plugin as well. But it's a very straightforward de-esser. Select your frequency area because this is more of like a... it's more of like a bandpass style instead of just like a notch de-esser. So you can select where your frequencies start from here. You can listen to make sure you're getting just the right things, or you can solo just the frequency itself. Then it shows you your reduction meter in the center here, the amount of reduction with the S reduction here, the shape. Changes how it kind of is viewing. So there's still band passes as far as I understand, but you definitely need to change, sometimes you just need it to be a little bit wider and affect more frequencies, or it's narrow, it's closer to like a notch filter. And then range, it changes how much you can actually reduce the signal down. If it's full, you can get up to 48 dB of reduction. And then if it's gentle, even with the S reduction all the way down, it's not going to give you as much. I believe, if I recall correctly, it's about 6 to 10 dB of reduction on your S's with the range. like I said, I'm going to make a dedicated video and we're going to go all through the de-esser. But really, let's talk about probably one of the biggest updates, and that's to Pro EQ. Pro EQ is now Pro EQ 3, and it has what I think are two fantastic additions to this already powerful plugin. Not that this matters, it doesn't. I'm just kind of changing how it looks. But you'll notice in our 5 main bands, the low, low, mid, high frequencies, what we have here are 2 brand new buttons. And let's just do this real quick. Hang on. We're going to move this to my drum bus, and I'm going to turn this one off. And then we're going to listen to our drum bus. That's right. We soloed a band. You are now able to go in to all of your individual channels or different bands within Pro EQ 3 and solo. So you can finally dial in. You don't have to do the boost. It becomes a frequency notch filter, and you can just kind of sweep around, find your problem, get out of solo, and either do just your standard cut or boost and adjust your cue as you see fit, or you can hit the D button right next to it, and this puts that channel or that that band into dynamic mode. So Pro EQ 3 now has dynamic bands. So what we can do here is maybe we want a nice little bump of our kick drum. And we just want to do a little bit. So let's take a listen to this. So this is huge. We now have dynamics in here. We can add some extra kick thump for just when the kick is hitting, because we turn the dynamics on, we adjusted our threshold so that it was pushing the signal because we increased our range. If you need to do reduction, just bring this down and you can start cutting in your EQs and doing some dynamic negative EQing. And then you can even just kind of counter it with just a general, a general move of your EQ. And now, obviously, I wouldn't go in the same direction, but if you need to kind of really emphasize like that you need a cut here, but you need it more in different sections, you can make a small cut, let's say like a -2, and then change your range that if it hits a bit harder, the dynamic EQ will get it out of the way. Let's catch up with you guys real quick. Tori is in here. Can't figure out how to make the pan knobs bigger. We'll get into that in a little bit. It's probably just something really easy for you, bud. Also, can you demo how the binaural and the other new pan modes go? Yes, we're going to get into the different pan modes on stereo tracks in a little bit, so stick around. Double M, when you pin the track overview, can you still open plugins on that track? We'll have to try it. Excuse me for a second. Little bug crawling on the wall, so we need to take care of that. When you pin the track overview, can you still open plugins on that track? So let's take a look. We just did here's our overview. I'm going to put this top right above my head. And then if we go to drums and I just double click EQ, yes, you can. So I think this is what you were saying, Double M. So now we have everything here. I have Pro EQ here with my miniature yet expanded view. If I had some sends going on, or I can even add some in, maybe I want this to go to my, I want all of my drums to go to my parashells. There we go. And there's my send level built right in, and I can do everything here. If I had cues set up, I can adjust my cue mixes right here on the channel overview. It's so much information. Here's my notes. Tori G, or hang on. Mixed by Tori G Rules. He's my buddy. We were hanging out a few minutes ago. But here's my notes. I can very quickly and easily go in and adjust my notes. Let's catch up with you guys a little bit more. Yes, Michael Hawkins, a video track. I could probably pull something in real quick just to show you guys. I don't have anything kind of set, but yes, there is now a video track within Studio One, and you can access that through here. If you click on this little hamburger button, you should see the video track, and if we had anything in here, we could just load it in. Honestly, if I go into this real quick, and this guy, Tim Talks Audio, does a bunch of different things. Maybe we're going to talk about tabs, and I just want a video real quick. So I'm just going to pull in, oh, really, I should pull in this one. But now I can pull this in, drop it right onto the video track. Boom! Look at that. And it's generating thumbnails, and it's telling me where we are in the timeline. So huge, huge, huge. Here's the dedicated window. And then something else that it will add for you is, do I want to create an audio track? I should be able to just create audio playback track. So here, it's just going to analyze the audio real quick. But immediately, all the way over here on the left, as it's processing, and we're going to give it the 10 seconds to process because why not? Now I have an audio track for my video. So if anything's baked into the video, you can manipulate the audio for the whatever's baked in already using all of the plugins that you have, using sends, being able to change the pan and everything. So this is gigantic. So I can go in here and use any one of my plugins. So maybe I want to do exactly this and use Pro EQ3 and its dynamic feature. I want to go here and kind of just reduce down some of the low mids at some point. Who knows what you want to do, but the audio that's baked into the video is now available in your mixer, and you can use all of your plugins or whatever you need to do to be able to do that. We'll get this out of here and we'll do that. Since we're here and we're kind of done talking about Pro EQ3, which is a huge improvement because of the dynamic and soloing the different channels, we're not going to talk about the video track anymore. We're actually going to get rid of that, but we are going to talk about the lyric track. Now, this session that I have doesn't have any vocals in it, but I could very quickly and easily come in and add in sections. Oh yeah, baby, because why not? You rock me all night, because what am I even thinking? And that's not even how you spell that. But this is great. Like if I had it as a text document, I could just copy and paste. Or if I, really need to, I can move these different events and have everything lined up. But here's the really cool thing. Maybe you're working with your vocalist in your studio, and they need the lyrics in front of them. They have them all they have them ready. You can hit the L button here and you can get the pop-up window. And this is great. This is huge because then this window can go wherever you need it to go, and you can adjust all kinds of different things. If I can go into here, I can center all my, I can center the lyrics so that it's on the page, or I can left align. I'm going to leave it centered because I actually like that better. But I can also increase the size of the fonts, and I'm just using the scroll wheel. And there we go. You're going to increase the size of your fonts. And I'm going to move this way over here because it's also going to show me that I can use this like navigation. Did you guys have any idea that you could do that within the lyrics? I can click on "Oh Yeah, Baby," and it's going to navigate me to where that event, that lyric event is. And it's going to highlight it in blue. I can click on You Rock Me All All Night, and it's going to navigate me to where that event is. So another set of navigation tools, especially when we're using this. So when you're working with your vocalist, be like, well, what line did you want? Oh, I want to take it from You Rock Me All Night. Sure thing. Click, ready to go. Maybe you have your pre-roll on, you hit the button, and you're off to the races recording more takes. So lyric and lyric navigation, huge, very huge. Sorry, I need to get into here and make sure that I'm like checking off some of the things. We went over the channel editor very quickly, but here it is again. Let me give you a different one. There's a blue bass. This way it's, or a green guitar. How about a green guitar? This way it stands out against the blue. Everything you have. Here's all your inserts. Here's your sends. If you had a Q mix set up on your system, there it is. And just kind of like, when we used to have, instead of like, I like tall faders, but you used to have the spill out for the mix window down here. Track number, name, input control. So flip your phase flip and your input gain. That's the word I'm looking for. Audio device controls. We'll have to do some more exploring into that. Input, output, your panner, which we're going to get into in a bit, Tori. I didn't forget. And everything you need is right here. It's just very quick and easy and convenient. And if you need to adjust any of these plugins, you can just click on them here, and here's all of your different third-party miniature versions, or you can just get into the full-size ones here. Don't worry about that. I'll sign into that later. But you can navigate right back. So the channel editor or the channel overview is huge. This is great. Let's catch up with you guys again. Mid-side, Chris Davis, what are you asking for mid-side? Because you can do mid-side if you use the splitter tool if you're working with Studio One Pro. If you're working with Studio One Pro, you have the splitter, and then the splitter you can do channel splits like that. So you can do your mid-side encode and decode. So essentially you put a plugin before your splitter, and I forget exactly which one it is. It is the MS. No, it's one of the Presonus ones. I forget the name of it because I don't do it that often. It's the mix tool, MS Transform. Put MS Transform, and then you put your splitter, and then oops, I hit play. Sorry about that. Then what you could do is a channel split. So now the left side is your mid, the right side is your sides. If you wanted to add in some kind of maybe just a compressor, because why not? Cool. So there's my overview. Here's my compressor. I just want to compress the mids. So now I've done that here, and then all I need to do is duplicate the mix tool after the fact. So I'm going to go into my splitter view. And Mix Tool 2 also has MS Transform that will put me back to stereo. So if you wanted to do mid-side processing on stuff that maybe doesn't have a mid-side mode, you absolutely can by using a couple mix tools, a splitter, and then whatever plugins you need to do. So Chris, I hope that answered your question. Yes, Pro EQ3. Did I pin it? Which are we asking if I pinned? Because if we're talking about the channel editor, yes, I can pin this and put it up top here. And then I can open up another channel editor, and I can bring it up here and pin that one. And I can open up another channel editor and bring that over and pin that here. Well, let's change this first one. Let's open up the lyric view and bring that over here. And this is a different window. So if I'm over here and if I'm working and I have multiple displays, I can take my lyrics and put them wherever I need to. Of course, it's going to hide behind my channel editor because we had it pinned in front. And I have my lyric window now too. I'm just going to get rid of all these. Chris Davis, you're very welcome. All right, so let's get into some other things. We did our plugins, which is the brand new de-esser. We have the vocoder, which allows for software instruments to have side chains. Let's take a look. Not necessarily presence, but definitely vocoder has side chain inputs available to it, so you can route audio from other virtual instruments or audio channels into a different virtual instrument. Really cool. We went over customization already. We went over the views of everything. Channel icons. We didn't do channel icons. So let's do this. We have our console open. If you open up the wrench, usually down here on bottom, channel components. Sometimes you can do channel notes, and that gives you this section on bottom. But we're going to do channel icons. And you can see I don't have any assigned right now. So I'm just going to go in, and I'm going to click. Oh, here's my kick drum. Here is my snare drum, and I just have to find it. Maybe I can start typing. Nope, can't start typing. Don't do that. Let's do snare. Take this guy, toms. It's not going to just give me generic toms. This is a virtual instrument. But there's a lot of different options in here. So let's just go to drums. We'll go with rack tom. Why not? And we'll go to hat ride, and we'll do hat. We'll do overheads, and we'll do overheads, and we'll do room. Let's see if it even has a room option. Overhead right, overhead left. Oh, room mic. There we go. Room mic. And then here's my bus. I can go in, and now I'm using channel icons. So let's go to our shells. Let's go to band. Nope. Like, there's a lot of options in here. Here, let's do rock for my parallel compression for my drums. There's a smiley face, thumbs up, turntables, videos. So many different things. You guys are going off. Free update? No, it is not a free update. This is a major version change. So when you're going from like version 4 to version 5, or in this case from version 5 to version 6, if you are a perpetual license owner, it will be a paid upgrade. If you're upgrading from version 5, it's a reduced price. And if you bought version 5 not that long ago, I know that the guys over at Presonus do have a bit of a grace period. You'll have to reach out to them to see if they'll be able to get you up into 6. But no, this is a paid version because we're now going from version 5 to version 6. If you are a Presonus Sphere member, you already have it. You can go on to sphere.presonus.com, jump right in, download version 6 today, and get going with it because it's awesome, and you can start immediately. And then there are reduced prices if you're upgrading from maybe version 5 Artist and you want to go to version 6 Pro. There's prices for that. Reach out to your Presonus rep and they'll let you know what everything or what those prices are. Skylar, hey man, quick question. Will this live be available after? I missed the first bit. Yes, it goes as unlisted, but I'm going to make a special playlist of just my live streams, so you may not see it within the full stack of all my videos, but it will be available. It saves it, and I'm just going to make a playlist of live streams because I do want to do these more and bring everything back to live streams because it's a lot of fun because I get to interact with you guys. Speaking of interacting, I want to do this so I can talk to you guys. Do you Dolby Atmos mixing? If yes, what plugin do you recommend? I haven't done much Dolby. I have a bunch of friends that do Dolby, and unfortunately, Atmos isn't supported in Presonus right now. They're just still working on music production, not necessarily like multi-channel audio production for video. Although there's been great video advancements within version 6, which leads me to believe that they're definitely investigating and working towards multi-channel and possibly even Atmos, but they also need to strike a deal with Dolby to be able to use it. That's something that a lot of people don't take into consideration, is Dolby owns the name of Atmos, and you kind of have to license it from them. And then for plugin to recommend, I mean, just if you're looking for the encoder, decoder, just the one from Dolby is plenty fine. Let's see, Dave. Hi, Update to Studio One 6. It's not offering me an upgrade deal. Can't find an upgrade deal. How do I get the upgrade deal from version 5? You should be able to go online. If not, I would reach out to Presonus directly and say, hey, I just recently bought version 5, however long ago it may have been. I'm looking to upgrade to version 6. Where do I find that? You can also probably go to shop.presonus.com and be able to get the update through there, purchase your upgrades from there. We've got 10 minutes left. I am capping this stream off at an hour. So we have 10 minutes left. Let's see if there's anything we didn't do. Let's go back in. Ready? We're going back in. Sweetwater has it for $149. Yes, Sweetwater will let you upgrade from version 5 to version 6 Pro for $149. And then I have the prices somewhere. I have the prices somewhere. I can pull it open real quick and let you know, but I have to do it without you guys looking at it. Slow down, fingers. Here we go. Just give me a second. Oh, that's a lot of emails. Okay. Yeah, this one. And I want to look here and let's see. All right. So, pricing is as follows. If you are or considering being a Presonus Sphere member, it is still $14.95 a month. It's really affordable. It's just about under 165 US dollars per year, or about 135 euro. Obviously, in different countries, it's going to cost slightly different because of exchange rates, but that's generally what we're looking at. If you wanted to purchase a perpetual license, you don't want to be a member, you don't like subscriptions, that's cool. You can buy Studio One version 6 flat out, $399.95, so just about $400. If you're looking to get Studio One version 6 Artist and you've never used Studio One before, $100 is the asking price for Artist, and you can get so much done with Artist. You don't need the Pro version. The step down to Artist, and I use that very loosely, you don't lose a lot from Artist to Pro. Really what you don't have is like the mastering section and the video tracks. There are some things, but if you're just looking to try Studio One and you want to write some music, Artist is great. Its asking price, $99.95. So really easy to get into. So here are the price breakdowns. The previous versions of Studio One Professional, if you want to cross-grade to version 6, you're looking at $149.95 US dollars. If you want to go from any of the older Artist versions and upgrade to version 6 Professional, you're looking at $299.95. And if you want to go from the old Artist versions to the new Artist version, you want to go from maybe version 5 to version 6, you're looking at $49.95. So $50. Easy money to just kind of cross-grade, get the video integration and some of the other stuff that we talked about today. So really a ton, easy. And then for anybody that's interested, in about a month, give or take a little bit, but in about a month, they are going to release the 30-day full demo of Pro. So you can use Studio One version 6 Pro in about a month, 30-day trial, absolutely free. And Studio One Prime, which is the free version of Studio One that still gives you tons of tools and lots of flexibility to be able to just get going, starting writing music or whatever you need to be doing in your recordings. Studio One Prime also in that same time frame. So version 6 of Studio One Prime won't be available for about a month, maybe a little bit longer. But Studio One Prime for version 5 is totally out there and available right now. So demos and Prime in about a month, maybe a little bit more. And then your prices break down. Sphere, $14.99, for $95 a month, Presonus Sphere, $14.95 a month. Perpetual license, $399.95. Studio One Artist, $99.95. And then your cross grades from older versions to Pro. So old Pro to new Pro, $149.95. Old Artist to Pro, $299.95. Old Artist to new Artist, $49.95. $1,995. That's the price breakdown. Reach out to your favorite reseller. Maybe it's going to be Sweetwater, maybe it's going to be Presonus Direct, and they'll get you these prices. So let me just catch up with you guys real quick because we're running out of time. We got about 5 minutes left. I want to make sure I get to as much as we can. Let's see. What's going on, NC Shah? Thanks for jumping in and joining. Again, I appreciate everybody coming in and kind of hanging as we looked at a lot of stuff from Presonus and a lot of the new features. We didn't get into the stereo panning. I have to do this for Tori. Tori, if you're still there, please let me know. We're going to get right back in. Hang on. I got to open this up, and then I'm going to jump in real quick. Okay. Last thing. So my head is not in the way. I just wanted to make sure. So on Presence, this is one of my stereo tracks that I have in here. I could probably do this on a bus as well, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. But you can see on a stereo track, and let's just clear out those solos, I could push to the left and the right, and really what it's doing is it was adjusting the balance. And that's the way the Studio One always kind of dealt with stereo channels. It wasn't really... it was a way of panning, but it kind of wasn't. But these days, you can change it now. If I right-click on here, I can now change to dual mode. And so now I can take this and I can shift everything. So now it's actually just adjusting. It's not changing the balance and kind of taking this weird picture. Hang on, I'm going to do this for you guys. It's not taking like this weird stereo picture and just kind of tilting like this. What it's doing is actually going to bring the different sides to the other side. So if I have something on the right hand side, or actually I guess right would be this for you guys. If I started panning the right to the left, it's just going to bring it into the left channel, where before it would just kind of take everything and kind of just smush them over. So now it's going to take the one side and push it to the other, and you're going to get that over here. If we come back in and we change it again to binaural, I don't know. Binaural. Ooh, this is going to be interesting because that looks like a width control. All right, we're going to do a dedicated video on the different pan modes because I'll be honest, I am going to read the manual and find out everything so I can translate it to you guys and make it real quick and easy for everybody to understand. Tori, I really hope that was enough. Also, Tori, you were asking about how to view the pan. I always just kind of stretch it up like this. I still need to find out how to increase. There you go. The big pan. If you go right click, edit, you get the big pan control, and then you can change your style here. So I found it, Tori. That was for you. Right click, edit, get the big pan, and then get it out of there. And you can do that for any one of them. And I wonder, you can also double click. Nice and easy, fast. Double click on it, pan it over, move on to the next thing. So very quick and easy. All right. That, I swear to you, this time, I owe this to myself. It's 10:59 where I am. Hey everyone, this time. All right. Good enough for you, Tori. It's good to hear. All right. That's it for tonight. Thank you all so much. It's a thrill to be back doing these live. I'm thrilled about Studio One version 6. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be putting out a bunch of videos about all of these features and way more in depth, going into all the new plugins, how they work, the pans, and what the different modes mean. There's so many new features added in, not enough or too many to fit within a 60-minute live stream like this. Thank you all so much. I will see you very soon. Like I said already, make sure you subscribe. If you haven't already, there's a link to join the Discord in the description down below. I'd love for you to join the community and we can talk about things there and help each other out. Thank you all so much. I'm just seeing right now, Chris, Trophy, thank you so much. And then Messor or use fader port. I have a fader port. It's all hooked up. It's working with 6. Join the Discord and send me a message of what you want to see, and then I can actually make that into a video. But that's where we're going to end it for tonight. Thank you all so much. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon.